Well, hey everybody, I'm Paulie G. Welcome back to the Paulie G Show, coming to you live from high atop Mount Georgia. How you doing, everybody? Epiphone Excellente. This is a guitar that certainly lives up to its name. So, when most people hear the name Epiphone, I think the first thing that comes to mind is cheap, maybe mediocre to poor quality versions of their favorite Gibson model guitars. And there's some truth to that, but it's also true that Epiphone was once a very successful American guitar making company, and they were a formidable opponent to Gibson, which is one of the main reasons Gibson wound up purchasing the company in the late 50s. And it was during that time that, actually in 1963, that they designed what they had hoped would be sort of their flagship model acoustic guitar, which was meant presumably to compete with the Gibson Dove and Hummingbird, which had been released in 1962. So in 1963, they started to manufacture and produce the Excellente, which was a highly ornamented bird theme, in this case an eagle, guitar, which was extreme high quality, had extremely great craftsmanship, and was meant to be their top of the line acoustic guitar. It caught the eye of Loretta Lynn, who used this guitar as her signature model almost throughout her career, really, from 1963 onward. There's pictures of her that you can see with a fretboard inlay with her name on it with this exact guitar. But otherwise, unfortunately, the guitar didn't really catch on, and they only wound up producing 139 is the number that I have been told, between the years 1963 and 1970. And where those 138 or 39 guitars are now is anyone's guess. You'll never see one on the open market anywhere that I can find in the vintage market or collector's market or used guitar market. Very, very rare. Rare as hen's teeth, as the saying goes. Well, fast forward to 2020, Epiphone, like Gibson, has been making some great upgrades and strides in quality and in improvement, and they have what's known as their master built factory in Indonesia. And in that factory, they began to produce a very exacting replica of the Excellente, of which I have one right here. And I can tell you that I was very lucky to even find this one, because even the reissues sold out extremely quickly, and even today they're still producing them, but they are always on back order and very, very hard to get. So, and I can tell you that the quality of this guitar is unbelievable. For an imported guitar, I can tell you that the level of detail and craftsmanship and materials rivals any of my best guitars, and that I can say that with total confidence. And I'm talking about my Martin, my Guild D55, my high-end Gibsons. This guitar holds its own up against any of those. I have no problem stating that as a fact. It plays unbelievably well. It stays in tune forever, and the craftsmanship is just incredible. It really is. It's all solid material, so typical solid spruce top. The one difference between this and the original was that the original would have been rosewood back and sides, probably Brazilian rosewood or possibly Indian, whereas this is a solid Ovencal. But other than that, it's a very heavy guitar. I think the Ovencal, it's the first Ovencal guitar I've ever owned. It has, a lot of weight to it, but it also keeps the guitar really stable through climate changes and things like that. I don't find myself having to do neck adjustments or any of those things. It just stays in shape all the time, which is, for me, is a huge plus. The neck is incredible. It's a 7-piece layered neck of mahogany and maple. 7 layers. Those aren't painted on stripes. That's actually 7 layers of mahogany and maple. The inlays are done perfectly. It's beautifully ornamented. The tuning machines are supreme quality. And this has become my #1 acoustic gig guitar. I take this on all my acoustic gigs, including the one I'm going to be doing tonight. It has a Fishman pickup on it. It's a good pickup. Is it the best? Is it an LR Bags? No. But that could be replaced. But the guitar and the quality of this guitar is just extraordinary. And I couldn't be happier with it. And I lucked out when I got this because I bought it in 2020 and I got it at the retail market price of that time, which was absurdly low for a guitar of this quality. It really was. And unfortunately now, if you wanted to get one, the bad news is, the word is caught on, and the retail price on this has gone up by a factor of about 45 to 50%. So everyone now knows the value of this guitar and what they're worth. And even the used ones, if I were to sell this, I would make a significant profit on it. I don't plan to do that, but it's just nice to know that, for once, the first time in a long time, guitar values have gone up on something. So, but I just wanted to, demonstrate this guitar and say that, I've said many times recently that Gibson has made extreme strides in quality and improvement. They've got a great new leadership team with Cesar and Mark Agnesi, but also the Epiphone line has done some amazing things recently too. So I have a couple more Epiphone electric guitars that I'm just thrilled with, and some new Gibsons that I'm thrilled with. And I'm not endorsed by Gibson. This is just my opinion. Others may differ, but I guess the point of this is, don't fear the Epiphone. And I think a lot of people, when they see that name on the headstock, they're a little bit put off by it, or maybe they're, too proud to play an Epiphone, whatever the case may be. But I'm here to tell you that I play them proudly, and I'm thrilled with what they're doing, especially this one. So also Epiphone is back in making a few select models in the USA again. Of course, they're made at the Gibson factory in Bozeman, Montana, but they're making the Texan and the Frontier guitars in the U.S. They're very expensive, a lot more expensive than an imported one would be. But if you can find one of these at a reasonable price, man, I highly recommend it. This has become definitely in my top 3 favorite acoustic guitars that I own. That's it. Thanks again for watching. Please subscribe if you like the content here, and I hope to see you again soon. Until then, this is Paulie G reminding you that when it comes to guitars, you only need one. More. See you next time.